All right, I've got another interesting thing here to take down. This old flat screen monitor, Samsung SyncMaster 740M. I have no idea what this is or how good it is, but I'm sure it was awesome in its day. But it's clearly very heavy, probably weighs about 10 pounds, and it's clearly old. So I am doing this because I want the circuit boards out of it. This monitor here probably only has one circuit board, maybe two. We'll see when we get in there. I'm expecting to see a power supply board of some sort. A power supply board of some sort, and then if that's not integrated, it probably is not actually now that I'm looking at it. But if it's not integrated into the computer board or the main board, it'll have a separate one. So we see power coming in here. There's probably a power supply module back here, and a little harness in there to jump power over to some other kind of computer board. Actually, now that I look at this more carefully, that's what I'm expecting to see here. Two boards, maybe a couple more at the bottom to handle like the buttons and stuff like that, and there's probably speakers in here somewhere, so we'll see what we got when we get in here. So this is one of those boards that I think, again, I didn't look to see how you take something apart of this model, but I think this, I don't see any screws, so this is going to be one with these tabs that just kind of snap together, I think. So give me a minute here, I'll see if I can get this apart. Okay, so the first thing we'll see here is that we got this harness clearly. It's going to the buttons. It's not even really a circuit board, it's just this cheap plastic crappy thing which I don't care about. I'm going to try to get the back off now. There we go. Comes apart nice and easy. Stick that over here. Okay, yeah, this is interesting. So let me clean this up real quick and I'll show you what I got there. So right away, this is kind of uncommon actually. The display immediately separates from the rest of the electronics in there. So I'll just try to give you a clear view of that. You can see very clearly, yeah, these are, normally this is kind of more embedded, I would say. I normally see that more often. They're kind of integrated, like the display is kind of the solid part and then the electronics are kind of screwed onto the back of it. But this one, yeah, it's really only held together by that outside plastic casing and connected with these harnesses. So I don't know, maybe that is typical for some monitors, but I haven't taken apart any, I think, that actually do that. So let's get this monitor actually separated here. It's a connector I haven't seen, but it looks like it's got two little tabs. Okay, there we go. There's that one. And then this guy here, I don't know what that goes to. I don't know if there's speakers, but I don't really care, so I'm just gonna kind of unceremoniously rip it off. I don't really care about that. This one too. This might be power going to, there's probably, I guess now that I look at this board under here. So let's see what we've got. Oh yeah, okay, that's kind of interesting. Peel this back. Yeah, so we can see clearly that ribbon that we pulled out. So this guy here is connected to our board. We'll get to that in a sec. Comes in here, and you can see all these little ribbon cables that are going back up, surely driving the pixels on this display. So I'm expecting to have to rip these ribbon cables off once I get this board out. They're normally like, I don't know, I guess maybe they're soldered directly onto the board somehow. Because you can see they're not connectorized. They're just kind of, and watch, I'll show you, they just kind of, let's get this out of the way. They just sort of peel off. I've seen these before. I don't know how they mount these. Maybe we'll look at this when I'm done here. But you can see, yeah, this just peels off. That's really the only way to get them off here. So we'll look at this. I don't see any like real residue left over. It's not soldered, I don't think. Some sort of interesting process to actually mount that. So We'll look at this in just a sec, but this is the display. So what's in front of here will be some kind of weird prisms and the actual display itself, and anti-glare, layers and stuff like that. Apparently high voltage, I guess, somehow. So this is not really interesting. There's no more circuit boards in here. We're gonna get rid of this. This though, if we look, you can see that main bus. Again, we'll bring this back over. This connector comes into here, somehow interprets that data and distributes it through all of those pins out to the actual display. So this is a very flimsy board, you can see. So we'll be kind of careful with this, but kind of cool, kind of interesting to look at. Will look good for my project that I'm gonna work on here. Let's get to this guy now. This is our power board. So this is responsible for taking our input AC power that you plug into your wall, rectifying it so it becomes DC, transforming it down to a voltage that's usable by this board, and cleaning it up so it's nice, clean DC voltage. We'll look at the back of this board because sometimes it's kind of interesting. Hate these things. Okay. Yep, so definitely a power board. Very obvious. You can see these big, giant traces, big, heavy, thickly soldered components. Obviously what you get on the front here. Very, very, very obviously a power electronics board. So this is an old monitor, no, not even HDMI, just VGA. So this is a old monitor, like probably some of the first flat panels ever made, I would expect. So I have no idea what any of this stuff does, but you can clearly see here some display driver. You've got data out through that big bus to the actual display, input in from your computer. And yeah, something pretty typical. Oh, there's a date on here. July 4th. Oh, 4th of July, 2006. That's when it was quality checked. So this board is 19 years old. This monitor is 19 years old, or at least the board that's in it is. So yeah, kind of interesting. So from here I got this computer board and this power board. So those will go into a project I'm working on, and we'll have a video for that in the future.